Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Straight Betting. Today is a different type of video. Just going to be, as you can see, I dropped my whole overlay stuff. It's just a pure screen share. But I'm going to go more into depth onto how you can actually find plays using PropsMadness, okay? Obviously, guys, if you tuned into my streams last year, if you tuned into my NBA videos last year, I would use this exclusively, basically, for my plays research. Now, there is some other stuff I use too, but Props Madness is definitely where I start when I'm researching for my props. So I'm going to just show you guys how you can use Props Madness to actually find good looks in the NFL. So first off, with Devontae Smith, if you guys remember, if you guys tuned into my video yesterday, I am on him this week. They are playing the Denver Broncos. First off, let's go here. So first thing I like to look at is the man coverage rank. 45% is very, very high. It actually leads the league in man coverage. Of course, as you can see here, guys, unsurprisingly, Devontae Smith, and you're going to see this with a lot of pure, really good route running receivers, but Devontae Smith this year has a 2.55 yards per route ran and a 1.10 yards per route ran against zone. So obviously, he's going to want to play man coverage, or you're going to want to play Smith in man coverage heavy matchups. And of course, guys, this is you're not going to find this on Props Madness, but if you know some football, you know that Pat Surtain is also he shadows and takes the number one options. Obviously, that's going to be AJ Brown. But anyways, guys, so opposing man percentage, as you can see here, here's a filter. Here's how I got here. You click on advanced filters, you scroll over a bit, you find opposing man percentage. Okay, so now let's scroll there. Let's get, so as you can see, some teams are going to be very, very zone heavy. It's a zone heavy league. If you filter it out to, let's say, 25% man, and then you go this. So we have the games all maxed out from the last 3 years. Of course, we want to make sure that it's games with AJ Brown, who is very important, and also games with Jalen Hurts, who is also very important. As you can see here, he's now up to a 68.2% hit rate, 15 out of 22 games. And then we can even bring it up a little bit, bring it up to 35%. Like I said, this is a very, very man-heavy matchup with 45%. And then once you get here, now it's at 7 out of 8, 87.5% hit rate. This is the box that you check. They have a great API, so you can see all the odds. And yeah, obviously, always make sure to check the best odds. This thing updates insanely fast. It's better. This thing is faster than pretty much everything else you're going to see. So make sure to always check this. There's some 47.5. We want to take that 46.5 minus 110 at DK. Okay, guys, example number 2. So this one can be tough. This might be a tough one to research because Rachaad White, right? He is not the starting running back, but thankfully, since we have enough data from the years past, we can do some pretty good research here. So as you can see here, what I like to do is, kind of just gauge the rush attempt market. It's, it's varying, very juiced to the under at 14.5, even very juiced to the under at 13.5. So kind of a weird number here. I'd probably say, a solid 14 is a decent projection for him from the sports books. And to be honest, personally, I kind of think it's going to be less than that. But anyways, guys, so for Rachaad White, we're going to go over to rushing yards. Obviously, we can just check his line there, but then we can filter to when he has 10 to 18 rushing attempts. So right in the middle, he's still under in 10 out of 19 games. Now we can go over here, and I love to hover over here. Go to rushing yards allowed. They allow the 6th fewest rushing yards allowed, the 5th fewest yards per carry. So that's not really a great matchup, right? So we're going to filter over here and go to opponent yards per carry allowed. Let's do, like I said, they're 5th. They're probably they're like a top 10 run defense for sure. So let's see against top 10 run defenses. Now, you see here, he is under in 3 out of 7 games. Let's see, the ones that he went over was against the Bears on 17 attempts, right? That feels very high in the sample size. Against the Colts, he had 15 attempts. He played a good game. Okay, but we'll let him have that. And then against the Eagles, he had 18 attempts. So 2 of the overs were very high in the spectrum too. And another thing we can check out is we can just do a bland rushing attempt one, 12 to 16. Just filter that down a little bit. Get a more accurate zone. With 12-16, he's under in 4 out of 7 games. And of course, this is with no matchups involved. We know that it's a brutal matchup here. And the third and final thing that I think we can do here, man, is we can go over to his backup running back, Sean Tucker. And There's not going to be anything with him because he didn't really play in 23-24, but 24-25, we can go to, and Rachaad White didn't miss any games, but we can look at this. So without Rachaad White, I believe he played in every single, okay. He played in one game without Rachaad White, and obviously it's Bucky Irving, but the one game without Rachaad White, he did get 14 carries. So that indicates that, to me, that Sean Tucker, when his name gets called, he might be able to handle more of a workload. And the reason I'm bringing this up, right, is like, given the matchup, right, really tough matchup, I think I would stay away from Sean Tucker overs, but it's good to see this here because he could take away at Rachaad White. We have evidence of someone being out for the Buccaneers and Sean Tucker being able to step in and take that role. Now, this is how I like to research passing props. Okay, so as you can see here, click on more right here. Kyler Murray against the Cardinals, of course. Go over here. You can hover over this. Pass attempts allowed 14th, stuff like that. Don't really care a ton about that. What I'm looking more so at is the spread, right? Arizona is -8.5. Very big total. The Titans, if you have been following football and not living under a rock, kind of, we all know that they stink, right? So obviously shop the lines. There's 30.5, 31.5, but FanDuel right here has a 32.5 for us. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to the win-loss margin. Oh, sorry. We're going to go to the win-loss margin, and we are going to go to in wins. So obviously 0 to 31. This is just Kyler in wins. As you can see here, his passing attempts, I mean, man, dude, he's under an 11 out of 13 games. He's only averaging 27.8 passing attempts. Let's see, the ones that did a 1-point win, I would expect them to win more comfortably than that, and then a 23-point win. So, that's something that's on the table. Just got to hope that doesn't happen here. And another thing here, man, is like let's check the rushing matchup, right? So obviously, you guys, yes, they are down some running backs. You got to use your brain a little bit, but let's see if it's a good running matchup. So go to this here. We can just hover over this. Opponent rushing yards allowed, 28th most. Rushing attempts allowed, 25th most. Yards per carry, or not. This isn't 25th most. This is 25th worst. Yards per carry, 25th worst. And then just overall defensive rank versus a position, which I believe is like DVOA, is third worst. So a good rushing matchup and a positive game script, guys. In games like this, Kyler tends to not throw the ball a whole lot, as you can see right here. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, check out Props Madness. It will be linked down below. And if you guys do choose to use it, like I said, it's new for football, so they're constantly making tweaks to it. I'm honestly sometimes even messaging one of the co-founders of it, just telling him some stuff I like about it and think, maybe could add. So it's constantly getting better. It's already a really good product as is. And of course, guys, NBA season is approaching. It is by far, this is still kind of in beta mode, but and especially for NBA, it's like by far the best researching tool out there. So make sure to check it out, guys. You can get your first month 25% off with the code SB25. And like I said, it is linked below. So thank you guys for tuning in. And, if you found this video helpful, make sure to share it with someone, drop a like, comment any questions below, sub to the channel. And also I'll tag Props Madness channel down below if you want some more tidbits on how the product works. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a good one.